Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Mahārāja's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Mahārāja on September 2nd, 2022 in Sri Māyāpur, India.
Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Shri Caitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, today we will continue with the compilation of the Sri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya book. Today we will be continuing part 2 of the chapter entitled Blessing in Disguise, under the section The Glories of Srila Haridas Thakur. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Adi Khanda 16.55.
তাহাদের তৎকালীন কৃষ্ণ স্মরণ অভিনিবিষ্টতা সংরক্ষণতাই পূর্বোক্ত তৎকালীন গুরু আশীর্বাদ। এবে কৃষ্ণপতি তোমার সবাকার মন যেন আছে এই মতো থাকো সর্বক্ষণ।
As your minds are presently fixed on Lord Shri Krishna, let them stay that way forever. Haribol! Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada. Thakur Haridas said to the prisoners, your present state of mind is auspicious for you, because you have received the opportunity to cultivate Krishna consciousness by giving up endeavors for material enjoyment. Therefore, always remain engaged in chanting Lord Krishna's name and remembering Lord Shri Krishna. If you get freedom from prison life and again indulge in sense gratification, then, as a result of associating with wicked persons who are averse to the Lord, you will forget the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As long as the endeavor for material enjoyment is prominent in the living entity, there is no possibility for him to worship Lord Shri Krishna. The goal of the material enjoyers is diametrically opposite to Lord Shri Krishna. The conditioned souls who are devoid of devotional service to Lord Shri Krishna are always merged in topics related to their wives and children, which are the center of their enjoyment. If, by the causeless mercy of the Lord, a person in this dangerous situation meets a saintly person, his taste for material enjoyment will be turned into taste for service of the Supreme Lord. When one gives up cultivation of Krishna consciousness, then his natural material propensities will submerge him in the mire of offenses. I do not mean that you should remain suffering within this prison, but in your present condition, you have the opportunity to constantly chant the holy names of the Lord. Therefore, do not be disturbed. The Vaishnavas always bless all living entities with the words, may your devotion to the Supreme Lord be fixed. I consider this the greatest mercy towards the living entities. Your prison life will soon be finished. Never give up your determination for serving the Supreme Lord in any condition. This purport also applies to the next 12 verses.
Now, somehow the prisoners have a favorable consciousness to Krishna.
So somehow the prisoners have a favorable consciousness towards Krishna.
So Lord Haridas Thakur, he's blessing them to always have that mentality.
So Haridas Thakur, he is blessing them to always have that mentality.
We are thinking in the material world we are the body.
We are thinking in this material world that we are the body.
And what is products of the body are somehow connected to us.
So what is connected to the body is somehow connected to us.
But actually, we are spirit soul, and we are the eternal servants of Lord Kṛṣṇa.
But actually, we are the spirit souls, we are the eternal servants of Lord Kṛṣṇa.
And that consciousness is what Thakur Haridas wanted to always remain with the prisoners.
So that consciousness is what Thakur Haridas wanted to always remain with the prisoners.
I think the children great.
Hare Krishna.
Can you make the announcement?
Sure, Srila Guru Maharaj.
I would hope to see all the viewers would participate in the Bhadra Purnima Yajna
I hope all of you will participate in the Bhadra Purnima Yajna
to sponsor many Bhagavatam sets.
to sponsor many Bhagavatam sets.
And last year we gave to the Gaudiya Mats.
And last year we gave it to the Gaudiya Mats.
I had no ideas to give out to many people, to have them, maybe the Mahārājas, so very poor. So,
I have new ideas, maybe to give out to new people, maybe to the Namahat group. We'll be grateful if,
and this way we can promote Kṛṣṇa consciousness.
I will be grateful in this way if we can promote Krishna consciousness. Shri Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.56
তদ্বধি সকলকে কৃষ্ণ নাম কীর্তন স্মরণার্থ হরিদাস প্রভুর আদেশ প্রদান এবে নিত্য কৃষ্ণ নাম কৃষ্ণের চিন্তন সবে মেলি করিতে থাকো অনুক্ষণ
Now you can all together constantly chant the holy names of Lord Sri Krishna and think of Lord Sri Krishna.
This is Haridas Thakur method of preaching.
So this is Haridas Thakur's method of preaching.
For this reason, it is called the Acharya of chanting the holy name.
So for this reason, he is called as the Acharya for chanting the holy names.
He encouraged everyone, whether in prison, outside, anywhere, to chant Hare Krishna.
So he encouraged everyone, whether within the prison or outside, to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
So, Haridas Thakur, he had encountered many challenges, many troubles on envious people.
So Haridas Thakur, he has encountered many challenges, many troubles from envious people.
But still, he continued to preach.
But still, he continued to preach.
But others may not encounter such challenges.
But others may not encounter such challenges.
They should still chant the holy name.
But they should still chant the holy names. Shri Caitanya Bhagavat Antya Khanda Adi Khanda 16.57
দেশে শান্তি দর্শনে তদ্বদি সকলকে কাকু ভরে কৃষ্ণ নাম কীর্তন স্মরণার্থ আদেশ এবে হিংসা নাহি নাহি প্রজার পীড়ন কৃষ্ণ বলি কাকু বাদে করহ চিন্তন
Here you have no envy or trouble from others. So you can humbly chant and think of Lord Sri Krishna.
And present on Vadas, if you sing out loud.
In prison it's...
And within prison, only Vadas.
in prison nobody bothers if you chant out loudly.
So, Haridas Thakur is recommending one chant loudly.
So if
holy name.
So Haridas Thakur is recommending that one should chant the holy name loudly.
Actually, Krishna gives peace formula
Actually, Krishna gives the peace formula
that if one accepts that all religious sacrifices, practices, austerities,
if one accepts all religious sacrifices, practices, austerities,
all really meant for him,
huh,
are meant for him,
are meant for him,
and that
ultimately meant for him,
is the Lord of everything,
and he is the Lord of everything,
and that he is the well-wisher of all people.
and then he is the well-wisher of all the people.
In this way, they try to understand Krishna. They cannot be in peace always.
In this way, if they can try to understand Krishna, they can be in peace always. Sri Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.58.
কিন্তু অসৎ দুঃসঙ্গের ফলে কৃষ্ণ নাম বিস্মৃত সম্ভাবনা হেতু দুঃসঙ্গ নিষেধপূর্বক সকলকে সতর্কীকরণ। আরে বার গিয়া বিষয়েতে প্রবর্তিলে সবে ইহা পাশরিবে গেলে দুষ্ট মেলে।
If you can again return to material enjoyment, otherwise if you can again return to material enjoyment by bad association, you will forget everything about Lord Sri Krishna.
The idea in material life
The idea in material life
that we can be happy by material enjoyment
that we can be happy by material enjoyment
makes us forget Krishna,
makes us to forget Krishna.
and thus we are bound to take birth after birth in this material world.
Thus we are bound to take birth after birth in this material world.
But if we completely try to serve Krishna always,
If we
chant His holy name always,
completely try to serve Krishna always, chant his holy names always,
then we can escape this material conditioning, go back home, back to Godhead.
then we can escape this material conditioning and go back home, back to Godhead. Sri Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.59.
ইন্দ্রিয় তর্পণ নিরত বিষয়ভোগী যোষিত সঙ্গীর মনে কৃষ্ণ ইন্দ্রিয় তর্পণজনিত প্রেম রাহিত্য। বিষয় থাকিতে কৃষ্ণ প্রেম নাই হয়, বিষয়ের দূরে কৃষ্ণ জানিহ নিশ্চয়।
One cannot achieve love of Godhead as long as he is engaged in sense gratification. You should know for certain that Lord Krishna is far away from such persons.
And the material world, the devotees of Lord Krishna are away from sinful activities.
So the devotees of Lord Krishna are away from sinful activities.
They eat Krishna prasad.
They eat Krishna prasad,
They avoid gambling.
they avoid gambling,
Avoid intoxication.
avoid intoxication,
And avoid extramarital or illicit sex.
or avoid extramarital or illicit sex. Sri Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.60.
দ্বিতীয় অভিনিবিষ্ট মনি মলিন ও অশুভজনক এবং ইন্দ্রিয় সুখকর ভাগ্য যোষিত বস্তুর মায়া পাশি পরমার্থ বাধক ও সর্বনাশ সাধক। বিষয়ে আবিষ্ট মন বড়ই জঞ্জাল, স্ত্রী পুত্র মায়া জাল এই সব কাল।
The mind that is absorbed in material enjoyment is a great disturbance. Attachment for wife and children are the binding ropes of illusion that lead one to death.
The women who are not devotees,
The women who are not devotees,
who don't help us in our devotional service.
who don't help us in our devotional service.
And such husbands that don't help their wives in Krishna consciousness
And such husbands who don't help their wives in Krishna consciousness
are in this material illusion.
are in this material illusion.
They are far away from all Godhead.
And they are far away from love of Godhead. Attachment to such husband and wife. Sri Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.61.
সুকৃতিশালী ব্যক্তির সজ্জন বৈষ্ণব সঙ্গ ফলে দ্বিতীয় অভিনিবেশ ত্যাগ ও কৃষ্ণ ভজন লাভ। দৈবে কোনো ভাগ্যবান সাধুসঙ্গ পায়, বিষয়ে আবেশ ছাড়ি কৃষ্ণেরে ভজয়।
By providence, a fortunate person achieves the association of a devotee. He gives up his attachment for material enjoyment and worships Lord Sri Krishna.
This repeats all moments association with pure devotee and give one all perfection.
This says that a moment of association with a pure devotee can give one all perfection.
We have to control our mind, and if the mind is attached to Sri Krishna and regulate our material activities.
So we should control the mind, that the mind is attached to serving Krishna and regulate our activities.
If we have children, we should try to bring them up in Krishna consciousness.
If we have children, we should try to bring them up in Krishna conscious.
Whatever we do, we should do to please Krishna.
Whatever we do, we should do to please Krishna. Sri Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.62.
ইন্দ্রিয় ভোগ্য বিষয়ে সঙ্গই কৃষ্ণ বৈমুখ্যরূপ অপরাধ বর্ধ। সেই অপরাধ হবে পুনর্বার, বিষয়ে ধর্ম এই শুনো কথা সার।
In conclusion, the nature of material enjoyment is that one makes the same mistake again and again.
And the material illusion,
In the material illusion,
one keeps thinking that by some material adjustment, they'll be happy.
one keeps thinking that by some material adjustment they can be happy.
And thus, they don't look to Krishna, but they keep trying again and again material culminations.
So, and thus they don't look at Krishna, but they keep trying again and again some material combinations.
Thus, they remain locked into the material world.
Thus they are getting
Locked in.
locked into the material world. Sorry, Guru Maharaj. Sri Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.63.
স্থূল দেহের বহি স্বাধীনতা, সুখ বা পরাধীনতা, দুঃখরূপ ভোগ চিন্তা ছাড়িয়া বন্দীগণকে নিরন্তর কৃষ্ণ নাম গ্রহক সূচক শুভ আশীর্বাদের গূঢ় তাৎপর্য ব্যাখ্যান। বন্দী থাকো হেন আশীর্বাদ নাহি করি, বিষয় পাশর অহর্নিশি বল হরি।
Therefore, I did not mean stay there in the prison, but rather stay free from thoughts of material enjoyment and always chant the name of
Hari!
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 So here Haridas Thakur is clarifying what he means.
So here Haridas Thakur is clarifying what he means. Sri Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.64.
স্বকৃত গুরু শুভ আশীর্বাদ মর্ম জ্ঞান ফলে বন্দীগণকে বহি পরাধীনতার জন্য ক্ষোভ পরিত্যাগার্থ কৌশলে আদেশ। 6 ছলে করিলাম আমি এই আশীর্বাদ, তিলার্ধেক না ভাবিও তোমরা বিষাদ।
Do not even slightly lament that I gave you this blessing in an ambiguous way.
So, Jayapatākā is encouraging the prisoners,
So Haridas Thakur is encouraging the prisoners.
explaining what his Ashirvad meant
So explaining what he actually meant,
by a blessing that.
what his blessing meant. Sri Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.65.
হরিদাসের জীবের অমন্দ দয়া, দয়া বন্দিগণকে কৃষ্ণ ভক্তি লাভার্থ শুভ আশীর্বাদ। সর্বজীব প্রতি দয়া দর্শন আমার, কৃষ্ণে দৃঢ় ভক্তি হোক তোমা সবাকার।
I glance mercifully on all living entities. May you all have firm devotion for Lord Sri Krishna.
Jayapatākā is giving this blessing
So Haridas Thakur is giving this blessing
to everyone.
to everyone. Sri Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.66.
চিন্তা নাহি দিন তুই তিনের ভিতরে, বন্ধন ঘুচিবে এই কহিল তোমারে।
Don't worry. I guarantee that within 2 or 3 days you will be freed.
Jayapatākā blessed them that they'll soon be freed.
So Haridas Thakur blessed them that soon they will be freed.
But that they should always remember Kṛṣṇa
But then they should always remember Krishna
and not get taken away by bad association.
but not get taken away by bad association. Sri Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.67.
স্থূল বহির্দৃষ্টিতে গৃহ বা বনবাস সর্ব অবস্থায় সকলকে কৃষ্ণ প্রপত্তিমূলা সেবা বুদ্ধির অবিস্মরণার্থ উপদেশ। বিষয়েতে থাকো কিবা থাকো যথা তথা, এই বুদ্ধি কভু না পাশরিয়া সর্বথা।
Whether you are a householder or a renunciant, whether you are, don't forget, whatever you are, don't forget these instructions at any cost.
Jayapatākā's instructions to always be Kṛṣṇa conscious.
Haridas Thakur's instruction is always to be Krishna conscious.
Chant the holy name,
Chant the holy name,
remember Kṛṣṇa,
remember Krishna,
to be all of the, by all, whether they're grihastas or renunciants.
whether you are a grihastha or renunciant. Sri Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.68.
বন্দিগণের নিত্য কল্যাণ কামনান্তে নবাব সমীপে হরিদাসের আগমন। বন্দি সকলের করি শুভ অনুসন্ধান, আইলেন মুলকের অধিপতি স্থান।
After offering the prisoners his last wishes, Srila Haridas Thakur went before the king.
So Jayapatākā and before the Muslim king
So Haridas Thakur went before the Muslim king
after giving his blessings to the prisoners.
after giving his blessings to the prisoners.
He blessed them to always chant Hare Kṛṣṇa
He blessed them to always chant Hare Krishna
and remember Kṛṣṇa in all circumstances.
and remember Krishna in all circumstances. Thus ends the chapter entitled Blessing in Disguise, under the section The Glories of Srila Haridas Thakur. Okay, Guru Maharaj is blessing all of you.
Thank you for watching our videos. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.